Good morning, everyone, and welcome to round 7 of the Staufer Open. We're live on site here, and it is winter wonderland outside. It has been snowing quite a bit last night. I remember staying awake until about 1 a.m. Not because I'm like, yay, let's wait for the snow, but rather I couldn't fall asleep and, eagerly anticipating great games today. It is also the last day of double rounds. Tomorrow is the final round in the morning. And I think the final 3 rounds are pretty important, at least to some of the players. JK, to all of the players. On board 1, there has already been a draw. Can you believe it? And that is between players Bennett Hagner, who's a FIDE master, playing against Visak, Grandmaster. And that means Visak, at the moment, with 6 points, will be one of the leaders going into round number 8 this afternoon. And it's a very comfortable place to be because he was sole leader right before the round began with 5.5 out of 6 points, with 1 draw, having won his game against Lou yesterday. And 3 people on 5 points. That's Bennett Hagner, FM, Lou, IM. And we watched her game, and we can actually see her on screen right now. And also on 5 is Oliver Stork, who's a FIDE master too. And a bunch of people on 4.5. So I think that it's still possible for anyone to catch up, and it's really just anyone's game at this point. And I'm really excited to jump straight into it. I hope you guys are doing fantastically this morning and don't have soaked shoes like I do. I was trying to wait for the rain to stop before trekking this way, and then I was like, okay, it's getting late. And by the time I reached, the doors were locked again. So I felt, okay, now's the perfect time to just sip my Red Bull and hang out. And yeah, that's why we started a little bit later today. Good morning, everyone in chat. Have a nice day, and don't forget to behave like the civilized persons. Are we truly civilized, though? Are we ever truly civilized? Oh, you can't actually see anyone on screen right now. I'm sorry. I completely duped you. But there we have it. We redirected the cameras to look and focus on board 2, where Stork is playing Lou. And yeah, we could probably briefly take a look at what happened on board 1. It was a quick draw. Probably not much to write home about. 9 moves draw. I'm assuming there isn't a 30-move rule where you have to make 30 moves before offering a draw or taking a draw. But in this position, after G5, Visak must have just offered a draw. Bennett was like, heck yeah, it's against a Grandmaster. It's on board 1, puts him on 5.5 points, one of the leaders of the tournament. And yeah, very, very comfortable. Players get to rest until the afternoon round. And it's usually very strategic. I mean, players are really tired at this point. Reaching round 7, 7 rounds of chess. With back-to-back games, you're playing maybe anything, well, if you're playing both games in the day properly and not going for a quick draw, maybe you have like 5 to 8 hours or even 9 hours of chess every single day. And that's excluding analysis, excluding preparation. And you have to make enough time to, source some food, trying to take a nap and all these things. It's a lot. It's a lot for players to manage and handle with such a short amount of time in a day. If only you could have more than 24 hours in a day, that would be great. Red Bull sponsorship still going on. Actually, no, I really like this flavor. It's a acai berry flavor, the purple edition. I also saw the pink one for the first time. I've never seen a pink Red Bull until yesterday. How am I doing? I'm doing well. How are you? I'm doing very, very well. So we should not frown upon the draws. Maybe in crucial moments where a draw, wouldn't make a lot of sense, then we could criticize. But I don't think in any instance we could criticize unless we are actually one of the players in the tournament. It's a really, really difficult decision to make as well, because you might go back and regret your decision for making the draw. And I've done the same. I've made some early draws in the past, but that's when I've played 3 games in one day, thinking it would benefit me in the long run with my energy. It did not. That draw cost me the tournament, and I ended up coming 3rd instead of 1st. Especially with only 6 rounds total. The more rounds in the tournament, more, it's okay to give up half a point here and there. Yeah, long time no see indeed. All right. So draw aside, let's take a look at board number 2 and how that all started. So we have a Sicilian with Lou playing with the white pieces, Oliver playing with the black pieces, e6, open Sicilian and capturing early on c6. Yep, this is all theory. Bishop d3, c5. And at this point, I don't quite know what it is you should be doing. Let's open up the opening book here. Common moves after bishop to d3 are queen c7, c5, and knight b4. I understand knight b4, you want to go after the bishop. It's an important bishop for white. And so he went with c5, I think. c5. And now moves are c4, castles, and a3. Thank you, Lazarus, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Castling, queen c7. c4? c4 was played. Knight to b4, maybe bishop b1 here. Ooh, bishop f4, and it got an exclam. Okay, because the pawn on e5 is hanging, and we obviously saw that, which is just testing the engine. Bishop e7. So bishop e7 was the last move that was made, and now players are thinking, well, Lou's thinking at least, and she wants to sort of redeem herself from her results yesterday. After the first round of the day, she was sitting on 5 out of 5, which is making a statement. It's a really big result to have 5 out of 5, and it was even round 5, she somehow swindled in an endgame and came out on top. And I believe that it was quite unfortunate in round number 6, facing Visak, and unfortunately not pulling off a draw or a win in that game. And it's her redemption arc. It's time. She means business. Staring down her opponent sometimes, looking at him, trying to figure out the position. And sometimes she looks at the camera and she thinks, Jessie, what are you talking about? And I'm like, girl, I get you. I don't even know sometimes. So we'll wait and see. Are you guys still waking up in chat? What's happening? Do you have your coffee? I had my Red Bull and I have my coffee, which is probably a bad combination, but we go for it anyway. And we can take a look at the hall as well. It's busy, busy, busy. Yep. Board number 3. We had Lehman Peng in here for an interview yesterday. Maybe we were joking around too much, but he was talking a lot about his approach in his game and how much theory he knows. He was making references to games back in the 1900s somewhere. Honestly, I was so impressed, and I still am really impressed with his opening knowledge and memory. Well, let's take a look at what's happening in this game. He's playing with the black pieces against Alexander Herbrig, who is gaining 4 points in this tournament. He is currently on 4.5 as well, I think. So Lehman told us that he has 3 wins and 3 draws. And his opponent has 4 wins, 1 draw and a loss. Lost against Visak in round number 4. Oh, Billabong. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, c5. Alright, so we get a Benoni setup, knight c3 capturing, and g6. Feels like a delayed Benko, but it's a Benoni. It says Benoni defends modern variation according to the opening database. So 2 reasons probably to play knight to e8. 1, you want to sort of make way for f5 eventually. 2, you want to defend the pawn on d6 enough times when developing the knight. Because even playing something like queen c7, you're pinning your pawn to the queen. Queen to e7 just feels a little uncomfortable. Ooh, knight to e5 is nice. Queen b3. And now I'm wondering if rook b8 is a possibility. Apparently knight takes f3. Knight takes f3, bishop takes f3, rook b8. Or b6 first. What if rook b8? Well, bishop takes, knight takes f3 happened. And wow, it's move 14. I would not be surprised if he's still in theory, actually. I'm not sure if you can stop b5. Bishop e2 maybe? b5 anyway. Takes. Ooh. You have to give up a piece. No, you don't. Oh, you do. Okay. This is actually a crazy line. Oh wow, rook takes. Rook takes. Maybe the move here after taking is this. Queen takes. Bishop e8. Okay. This is wild. And at the end, maybe just being a piece down, right? Yeah. Being a piece down. Rook b7. That is a wild line. And that's all after b5. Wow. So that is board number 3 between Herbreg or Herbreg. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I just call him Alexander, versus Li Min. On board 4, we have Christopher versus Frank Zeller, who we also had in the studio for a live interview discussing his game. And yeah, I remember him sort of talking about, you know, Gary, we were chatting about you yesterday. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I hope you had a fantastic stream. Hello, night owls. What time is it where you are right now? Yeah, Gary raid. Hi. Oh, what were you saying? Obviously bad things only. And you should know this by now. No, I was asking chat, are you still streaming? Where you at? And yeah, I just hadn't seen you live, but I also realized that our, like when I'm sleeping, you're streaming, and when you're sleeping, I'm streaming. So it's sort of like I would never catch you live sort of vibes. No words. No words were said, or what? Almost 11 a.m. Okay, yeah, it's almost 11 a.m. here too. For those watching, wait, what time is it for you, Gary? You took a month off, got really busy. How is the coaching and the academy and everything going? 7-day streak? Can't say the same. 3:46 a.m. That sounds like the regular Gary. Does that mean straight to bed for you? Also, how long were you live is the real question. Commentating for Eric. That was fun. We're doing World Rapid and Blitz commentary. Very different from classical chess commentary. So, yeah, trying to adjust. How was it? So much fun. He beat a grandmaster in like 14 moves with the Staufer gambit. And it was checkmate. It was great. It was glorious. Yeah. I think he's going to post the clip on YouTube of me and chat reacting to it. Like, we all went wild. We were like monkeys, basically. I was jumping off the walls. You could see me bounce around. I was like Sonic the Hedgehog, basically. Yeah. I can't say it was the most exciting thing to happen to me that day, but it's probably the only thing I did. Bounce off walls after 10 cups of coffee. Yeah. This is my first cup of coffee after my Red Bull. And we're doing double round commentary for the Staufer Open. So that's cool. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still waking up. Frank with the good hair is playing again. Yep. I even asked Frank. I said, Frank, my chat's asking about your hair care routine. And he's like, what? What are you saying? Because I don't think he understood what I was saying. But if you go back in the VODs, you can basically watch the interview and how we were basically asking Frank all these questions he didn't understand. So it was great. Yeah. Thanks so much again, Gary, for the raid, and welcome viewers, old viewers, new viewers, sleeping viewers. I hope you had a great time watching the stream. Did you stream Bullet or Blitz, or what were you doing? Now I want to go and stalk Gary. On Twitch. You're doing Phasmophobia? No, Silent Hill. You're playing Silent Hill? Oh my goodness. That's scary. Hey, beautiful peoples. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Ulan, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Gary. Those are two German words I won't be able to say. Weißkopf. Is it a beer? Tell me. Is it? You're up early. Well, Ulan, welcome to the land of the living. What is early in your books? Asking for a friend. What is early for you? Okay, back to the game. Christopher versus Frank. And yeah, so Frank was telling us that he preferred more positional chess. And here he's playing the King's Indian defense, which I find quite you know, positional. E6, not even 11 a.m. Do you usually only wake up at 11? Or what time do you usually wake up, Ilan? E6. I don't know, E6 is kind of aggressive. Kind of means business. And also, do you play C6 after this? Oh, true, today's Sunday. I didn't realize. All the days have morphed into one. And on a regular day, what time do you wake up? If it was up to me, I would wake up at like 10, 11 every single day. I really would. Yeah. Oh, C6. Like I thought would happen. But yeah, I didn't look too good when I thought about it either. The point being that after takes, you have two hanging pawns, and they're not even on your fourth rank. They're on your third rank. So I've never seen hanging pawns just chilling on the third like that. I mean, black's third rank. So this is the current position, actually. And yeah, this is... it took white 16 minutes to play castling in this position and 9 minutes for Frank to play c6. So let's quickly take a look at what happens if he takes queen d2. Maybe the point is you would just be putting crazy pressure on d6 later on. Bishop b7, rook a1, c5. And this pawn is just too weak. Bishop b5 maybe? No, bishop b1. Because you don't want to give up this pawn. Oh, but you're probably losing this pawn if you don't do anything. So takes queen d2, bishop b7, rook a d1, c5, attacking the pawn. Bishop f2. How does that help? It doesn't help. How do you save it? You probably have to go here first. Queen c7. Okay. g4. No. g4. And rook a1. I would play this with white pieces, not gonna lie. In time to go to work, usually start 9 a.m. It takes me a whole 4 minutes to walk to my workplace. Wow, a whole 4 minutes? That's 4 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. That's really cool that you work quite close to home. And do you ever work from home? How do you have time for Twitch during weekdays? You just keep like a sneaky little, up on the side. Hey Nightwolf, how are you? Okay, still the current position, so we'll wait and see what happens there. Yeah, we've got a... Oh, I'm getting so many hugs. I love it. Oh, I want more hugs. You're good? I'm glad. I'm glad that you're good. And on board number 5, we have our GM Oleg versus Benedict. I'm good, thank you. Ooh, French. We love to see it. Okay, I've played this as well. G takes is interesting. Very interesting. Not Krumnik level interesting, but pretty interesting, not gonna lie. This is just very unusual. I wouldn't ever play like this with the black pieces unless I knew it was in line, And long castles happened, b3, knight to d7, queen to e3, and this is the current position. So what happens if black plays here? I'm assuming the plan is simple, right? You play knight b6, never mind knight c5. I didn't see that coming. Maybe you have to play bishop b7, bishop c6 to try and attack the knight. Let's see, bishop b7, bishop c4. Okay, queen back, queen e4. Exchange queens. Because where else do you put the queen? Oh, I see. So do you just not watch regular television? You watch Twitch instead? I've always been really fascinated. For me, I would wind down with things like YouTube rather than Twitch, or Netflix rather than YouTube. But Twitch has always been something, unless there's an event going on, I've never really gotten into in terms of like watching. Unless there's a streamer I really like, or a game that I want to watch, like League of Legends or Fortnite or something. You don't watch television? Okay. Plus, the television will never talk back to you, you know, because there's no live chat in television. Unless there is, in which case they would ignore it, probably. Endgame versus a grandmaster is not a good idea? No, I don't entirely think so. I think sometimes your endgames can be good in Dreamland. Oh, as opposed to not being a grandmaster. Okay, true. Sometimes I have this false sense of confidence. I'm like, my endgames are fine. I will survive. And, you know, she did not survive. End of story. Board number 6, we have Adrian versus Zor. We have to see what's happening here. Are we going to get a Grunfeld? We get a Grunfeld, chat. Knight to b6. We got knight c6. And I don't know which variation this is. Oh, it just says King's Indian Defense. It doesn't actually say Grunfeld. I'm assuming because c5 is a very important move in the Grunfeld, maybe. Maybe. Oh, f4? That's super committal, but probably because e4 is coming. I don't know, chat. I don't know. Rook d8. Probably takes in rook d1. Shouldn't you take here? Rook takes d8. Queen takes d8, rook d1. Something like this. Queen e7 maybe. Queen e7. e5, c6 is blundering a knight. Bishop f8. No. But probably the only way to develop the bishop, or get it, connect 4, get it out of the pawn chain, is to bring it out this way. Okay, rook d8, e5, takes, saving a tempo, a4. Yeah, maybe bishop f8 is important again, because otherwise it's just stuck hitting a pawn that you'll never be able to capture unless you think that f6 is going to work, you know? Different moves, h5, bishop f8, and apparently, okay, a4, giving white a slight edge, and this being the current position. All right. Katja back up on the top 10 boards, so WGM versus GM Alexander, and she's had some really good luck this tournament, I think. Her results have been good. She beat Harsh in round 3, and okay, this is it her first Grandmaster opponent of the tournament? Let's check. Katarina, playing on board number 7. So she's only lost 1 game so far, and that is against Lu in round number 4. And she won her previous game against 2000 and now playing against a grandmaster. So yeah, her first grandmaster opponent of the tournament, so it'll be exciting to see what happens in the game. E4, C5, okay, we have a Rossolimo. Ooh, Queen B6 and takes. Do you take here? I feel like you don't have to take. A4, I like A4 because black has already shown their intention of wanting to expand on the queen side by playing, moves like C5 on the first move. And if it's a close Sicilian, they'll most likely play A6, B5 to try and help it. And A4 is going to stop that for a short while because A4 is something like A6 and bishop F1, right? Bishop F1 or bishop takes C6, but I like bishop F1 to keep the bishop. And then you put the bishop on this diagonal later on. D6, C3, yeah, and then you continue with your plan. But instead, captures early, knight C3, E5 going for a sort of Botvinnik setup. What was the missed opportunity here? Maybe to play knight to A4, because knight A4 you're hitting the pawn and the queen. Queen has to go to B5 or A5. Or queen D8 and you take the pawn. No way you just win a pawn like that. No way. Maybe here. But I don't get it. C3. Because the knight can't be easily chased. So maybe that's the point. C3, D6. And D4 anyway. Yeah, that's difficult. I wonder how long she spent on the clock to play D3. Only 2 minutes, so she wanted to keep things a little bit more simple. Rook B1 to develop the bishop, bishop E3. Yeah, it's very solid. And bishop to H6, exchanging the strong bishop. Now we have 2 knights versus a bishop and a knight. And you probably want to keep the position closed here with the white pieces. Maybe now, because the pawn moved to G5, when you push a pawn, you're also leaving some squares behind, and these 2 squares are now weaker. Playing something like knight F1 to G3 might be a good idea. This is the current position. I'm thinking knight F1 is definitely one of the main moves. Another move to attack some weaknesses. Weaknesses being C6 or A7, maybe queen A3. Or I guess it makes more sense to come around this side. So starting with knight F1 is not so bad. H5. H5? You'll have to find H5. Wow. It's crunchy. Thanks for the follow. Throwing symbols willy-nilly today. Yeah. Hey Langstrand. What's up? How are you? Okay, so we're rooting for Katja there. All right. So this is board number 8 between Tamer and Felix. I've seen Felix on social media. So I haven't met him in person, but I know he's a FIDE master from Germany. And, okay, we have a sort of Nimzo. Oh, no, we don't. We have a Ragosian defense. Ragosian. Okay, I need to plug my phone in, actually. I hope I brought my charger. We'll have to see a little bit later. Okay, bishop takes. And queen takes. Okay, 4 knight c6. I love these kind of checks, but the checks where you can win a piece. I've fallen for it a couple times in rated games when I was much younger. It gave me so much PTSD that I stopped falling for it altogether and started keeping an eye out. Maybe people would fall for it against me, and it worked. I mean, I was setting it up in ways way you could sort of disguise it. But to keep an eye out for patterns like that, it's always super brilliant. You could even use that pattern as a way to get another plan going and to waste your opponent's time. Love it. All right. So this is the current position, a6. And I mean, it makes sense that black will probably try to attack a bit on the king side. But let's see. Maybe it even suggests knight h4 here, though. I wouldn't play that. Oh, g5. Maybe f5? Looks risky. Yeah. These pawns are in danger. Not easy. Not easy to find a move like this. Well, it's not the only move. I think, playing queen b3, attacking pawns on b7 and d5 is also quite good. Looks like you're winning a pawn here, actually. Knight e7. Defending the d5 pawn. And if takes, okay, you're not winning a pawn because, well, probably... Oh, your queen is getting trapped. How brilliant is that? Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Okay. Board number 9, Tobias versus Jakob. Who did Tobias play yesterday? He played against Lehman. Yes, I remember. Because we chatted about him and how he had a really good position when Lehman offered a draw and Tobias accepted. He had a much better position, actually. All right. It's coming back. Hey Dale, how are you? Offering a trade of queens with hanging pawns on the board. Brave. I wouldn't do that. I suppose you can't really stop it. Bishop e4. What about castling here? No, castling's bad. So maybe king e2? King e2 seems good. You have friends with those names? Tobias and Jakob? Oh, dope. They're twins. I don't think these guys are twins, though. They don't have the same last name. I wonder if there was ever an instance that twins were named exactly the same, with like slight like spelling differences, being like Tom and Tommy, or Tom and Tom with like a little accent on the O. That'd be so funny. No, I understood you. I was just making a weird side quest with my brain. Not these two players. Yep, I know. Bishop d2 instead of knight c3. Am I familiar? The Marshall Gambit. Marshall Gambit? No. Are you referring to a different board, or? Isn't Marshall Gambit in the Spanish? Ah, it's a take here? But you can't, you lose a piece, right? Okay, we'll come back. All right, so let's take a look at board number 2 once again, just to see what's going on. And we'll also put up the camera What I'm going to do is go on the first break of today, and I won't take that long, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. Just gonna run off, drinking too many liquids. It's on on this board. Okay, we'll go back to that game, and you can explain it a little bit in depth. There are a few different martial gambits, including the Royal Pairs one, Jesse. Wow. So Marshall is definitely the king of gambits. I need to do more research. I feel a little uneducated, but as I am, with a lot of openings, I need to start learning. So Dale, you're making a training program for Maripant. Can you make one for me too, please? Jesse, learn names of openings and gambits to not sound like you're sounding right now on stream. Thank you. I'll be right back. You can never really truly trust, whether music is non-copyright or it is copyright. They never tell the truth anymore. But yeah, we are back now with round number 7 of the Staufer Open. Took a bit of a break to gather my thoughts, whatever thoughts they may be, unreleased. What being unreleased? Classical music. And then maybe the video says, oh, it's non-copyright, you can use it for your video or your stream or whatever. And then there's a copyright strike on it, or, someone says, okay, it can't be monetized. Thank you so much for the follows while I was on a break. Decider or Dastard Rebellion. Thank you so much for the follow, and luck is real. I really hope that luck is real. That would be awesome, because then I can start, looking for more luck in my life. I thought things just all happened for a reason. And it was never just a coincidence. What is just a coincidence? Yeah, brain's still waking up. I feel like after midnight, you should not be held accountable for any of your words, actions, or thoughts. And before midday, the same or roughly the same should apply. This is why I said mornings should be illegal, technically. And the rest should just be listening to concertos and Chopin or Mozart or Debussy or something along those lines. But chat, how are you guys doing? They have moved the camera from the first board to focus on the second board instead, because of the quick draw that happened on the first board. Players are probably taking a well-deserved and much-needed nap or respite before round number 8, because after this there are only 2 more rounds left of the tournament, and these 2 rounds are going to determine who the champion of the Staufer Open 2025 is going to be. We can also take a moment real quick to look at the first board of the B section. I feel like we haven't given the B section much love this tournament, just because we don't have a camera dedicated to that board, which, for future editions, I think it's a great idea to invest more cameras, maybe even just for the top 10, and for some boards in the B section too. So I think Otto is leading the tournament at the moment. It says that he's on 7 out of 7, is that correct? That would be an insane result. Let's quickly take a look. B section. Not 7 out of 7, he's on 6 out of 6. Chess.com is lying to us. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, you can't get any better than full score, right? So e4, c6, d4, d5. So he plays the Caro-Kann. Can you Caro-Kann or can you Caro-Can't is the real question. Main line, giving the bishop to f4, knight f6, long castles, knight d5. Bishop comes back to d2, probably c3 or c4. The reason why I don't like c4 too much, usually, is 1, you've long castled and now you're pushing pawns in front of your king. There's a reason why you castle in general. It's to keep your king out of danger. And it's a little bit breezy, it's winter, you want to keep him cozy and warm. And another reason is because knight b4 could be played, and that could be a little bit annoying, I'm assuming here. Like for instance, knight b4, it's probably not a good move, but knight b4, queen b3 or something along those lines. Let's see, queen b3, knight f, queen b3, oops, queen b3 is better. All right, moving on from the point that I failed to make. Long castles for black as well, g3, preparing bishop f4 probably. And you're probably wondering as well, how did my mic get so tall? Because I'm balancing it on a can. That's why. Just in honor of the Caro-Kann. Bad jokes, sorry. All right, so bishop f4 being the threat, and maybe the plan is to just try and, you know, push the queen off this diagonal and limit the number of squares the king can go. Maybe a future smothered mate could be planned and set up. But so far, you know, this is normal up until this point. Bishop d6 is frowned upon. But let's quickly see why. And I think I could probably answer that question for you, being that after a move like c5, where's the bishop going to go? Maybe bishop to e7. I'm not looking at the engine right now, just trying to figure things out by looking at the position. Bishop to f4, maybe. Queen to a5. And I'm wondering, is there anything that white can do to capitalize on this? So bishop to e7, bishop f4, queen a5. Okay, this is basically what we spoke about. Knight e5, giving up the pawn, attacking c7. Okay, obviously because there's no mate involved here, and you're going to win the exchange by taking on f7 and, you know, forking the two rooks. The rook on h8 and the rook on d8. So let's go back to moves. What else could happen? Maybe defending the pawn. Knight takes f7 anyway. Very nice, because the queen is attacking on e6, and that would be check, forking the rook and the king. Love to see it. Okay, so bishop d6, and that's the reason bishop d6 is so frowned upon. Please, more cameras. Do you know where the B section boards are? I hope Otto will make a draw at worst. I'm assuming, well, I think the B section in general is in a completely different hall, but because all the DGT boards are together, I think that the first board of the B section is in the first hall, in the A hall. But the thing is, I was looking for board 1 and I couldn't find it. I was looking for Otto's name, because I don't know what he looks like. And I couldn't find it, unfortunately. So I'm hoping, you know, he is on camera somewhere. But I'll chat to the DGT operator, see what's possible for the next edition, for next year. Queen e5 might be scary too. Yeah, indeed. All right. Wait, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened, but somehow... Hang on. Hang on. King d7? Ah, knight d7 stops everything because it covers b8 and it attacks the queen. That makes more sense. I don't think black has to give up 2 pawns at all. Where? In the position we saw previously, yes, with knight to e5. But this is incredibly difficult to see. It really, really is. Okay, let's come back to the A section with rook to e1 being the last move. And Lou spent 27 minutes, almost 28 minutes thinking about this, and it got a question mark. And this reminds me of what Li Min said yesterday. He said that anything more than 20 minutes of thinking for one move will most often lead to a blunder or a bad move or a bad decision or something like that. And I mean, I believe him. I think that if you're going to think for a really long time, have your candidate moves, you're going to start second guessing yourself. You might even make a mistake, and you know, end up going into this like weird think tank and start spiraling. Knight d5. Oh, knight e5. After queen e5? Knight e5 is not possible here, because queen b8 check, king Lose a pawn. It's better for white. Nasco, thank you so much for the follow. We'll come back. So rook e1, I don't think it's such a bad move. Maybe because white had a slight advantage. 96 was the preferred move. And maybe, this was the move she was considering most of all and somehow rejected it in her evaluation of the position. Because what happens after knight to d6? Maybe you have to take, and like queen b6 or something. Queen b6, attacking the pawn. Maybe she didn't like it. And, hang on. Here, what you have to see, maybe, is this move. Queen to h5. Queen to h5. Why is it so important? Because it stops e5, but what happens after queen b2? Still don't understand, though. Bishop to e4. Bishop e4, okay. Attacking the knight, threatening rook b1 to win the bishop. Okay. And bishop g5. This is incredibly difficult to see. That's why rook e1 is a very solid approach, I would say. Oh no, my opponent may play a good move. That's always the fear, isn't it? How dare your opponent play good moves? Gary blocked you? Why? What did you say to him? What did you do? What did you do? Board number 3. Alexander versus Lehman. Some things unraveled though. There was Benoni. Okay, he took, we got to this position. Rook b8, queen c4, b5 probably here, right? f5 was better. Chat, what would you play here with the black pieces? Would you play f5? Would you play b5? I don't think b5 is a possibility because you lose a pawn. The queen isn't being pinned anymore. Apparently g5, bishop d7. Graham Kerr's kitchen. No, I don't. Maybe if I saw some photos, I would. Who's that? Someone with a show? So queen c4, f5 was played, bishop e2, sorry. Knight to c7, queen back to b3. Ooh. g5 is on the board, chat. Is he going to continue? He's just attacking on both sides of the board. I love it. Your sister. What about your sister? Black probably needs to develop. American show. Okay. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of television. Unless it's on like Netflix or... Hey Bunny, how are you? What's up? Hello. Hello. Who am I supporting? All of the players. You know that the commentator is always impartial. You play g5 just because it looks most fun. I do like playing fun moves. Life is too short to not play fun moves. f5 also didn't spring to mind. But in that position, when the queen was sitting on c4, b5 wasn't a good idea because the queen wasn't going to be pinned to whichever piece took on b5. It would be chilling next to, and black would just be down a pawn. But here it's possible because now if you take, you may think, oh no, I win the pawn, but I think this is a problem. If the queen was on c4, it would be easier. You could just take the bishop, but here not so much. if you take the bishop, the evaluation bar would run out of white ink. Yeah, there you go. And now it is white to move. Rook a7 maybe. Because you can't play rook a6 to put pressure on d6. Maybe bringing the queen back. Where do you put the queen, you know? This just looks like an all-around good position for black right now. I am partial. You are? All right. Good chess as always. Exactly. Well, knight c7 was played here, giving 98% accuracy to black. Alrighty. What else is happening? Board number 4. The queens came off. And you know what we said? Well, you know what you guys said earlier. Can't go into an endgame against a grandmaster. And I thought about it for a second. And I was like, grandmasters probably do have a lot more experience and maybe some knowledge about the endgame. The most experienced one is always going to pull through at the end. So, despite it being, an endgame, I think that Benedict is still rather equal here. Thank you, Jesperson, for the follow, and Matt Knack, welcome to the stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Hope you have a fantastic stay. Enjoy complimentary drinks, which are unfortunately all digital for now. And complimentary popcorn. Actually, everything here is complimentary. I'm just looking for anything that resembles a coffee. I don't have the emote, the coffee emote. Sad. Maybe someone does. We also have complimentary burgers. Now I can't even find my own emote. Here's the burger. Enjoy the burger. You got a tea emote instead. Well, tea can work. And we got free wings. Not the kind of wings you're used to though, like chicken wings or other kinds of wings. Rook to b8 was played in this position. Ooh, I like that one. Tifu. TP Fu Fun. Is that from Tifu though? That's a global emote. Yeah. Okay, we haven't seen the other games yet. This one is Harsh versus Lionel, and also looking like an endgame right now. But how did that unravel so quickly? So it was a Sveshnikov, 97 f4. Ooh, bishop c4 instead of taking the knight, giving up the pawn. This got very spicy very quickly. And honestly, I thought it looked really good for Harsh. And now I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, this is just a draw. But hang on. They play knight here. Ah, there's mate. Is there mate? Yeah, no, it's not mate. It is mate. That's so funny. What a bait. Look, it's mate. What a bait. Mercy wings. Board 17 is fun. We'll check it out in a second. All right. Next, I wanted to look at Pizza. Pizza we had in the studio versus Anne, who's the Women International Master. She drew against Katja, actually. So good result for her. Right now, she should be gaining points. She's gaining 17 points. So she's almost at 2,200. What a huge W. Botfinic setup, kind of. I don't know what opening this is. What, Sicilian defense? The canal attack. Okay. Now they're just making things up. Knight a8 is something you would never see ever. I like the position so far for black. Yeah, as long as that knight comes back. Okay, so f3, and I'm thinking about redirecting the knight. Maybe you can bring the knight around e8, f6, etc. But looking pretty closed right now, I'd say. Maybe even bishop e7. Apparently bishop f5. Okay, putting pressure on d3. Let's check out board number 17 that you mentioned, where we have Frieder versus Jan. King's Gambit, no way. We had f4 on move 1, not a King's Gambit yet. Wilding. Is this all theory? Because queen b4? What is the point here? Queen d7. Oh, it's just a bad move? It's getting harder every day. Check, maybe? Oh, attacking the rook. Please say. Okay. Been here before. Okay, so queen check, king e1, knight takes c4, queen takes c4, queen takes f3. Ah, the pawn is hanging. That's why, chat. Hi, Sibo. Is your first name Placebo? Glacier, thank you so much for the follow. d5 is hanging. Yeah, but we can take it at any point as black. So it's not a problem. Thank you for recommending the game. There's already a result here. That was a default result. It just never came to the game. Never came to the game. Is that normal? To just like not pitch up for the game because you're tired or something? Yeah, we've seen a lot of defaults in this tournament. Maybe they're just taking off to Dubov and, fell asleep in the hotel. Okay. Alright, chat, I need to probably go and stretch my legs and try to wake up. I think I'll do some cartwheels down the corridor. Energy levels are not doing well. So I'll be back. I'm going to leave you with some classical music. And I'll see you soon.
Yahoo!
Hi, chat. I hope you still remember me. Sorry I took so long to return. I just bumped into a lot of people, including my new best friend, Arthur. I was trying to get hold of a English book to have it signed. Otherwise, I would have had to purchase a German chess book, which would have been great. I think it would have definitely challenged my ability to translate things on the spot. But I think also chess is such a universal language that perhaps the games would have, spoken for themselves. But it's always nice to have something in the language that you're familiar with when trying to learn something new. However, the point of having the book, which I could easily have digitally, was to have it signed, and a physical copy can't get any better than that. So thank you so much for being so patient. And this is a really exciting game. That's why I switched to it right when I came back, because I wanted to see what was happening and understand why it was happening. I wasn't having lunch, no, but I was outside taking some photos. I didn't put my coat on, so I was freezing a little bit, but I did take my coffee with me and just like taking in the surroundings and stuff, because a lot of the time when I finish off for the day, I don't have the chance to admire my surroundings since it's dark. The sun sets, or it gets so dark at like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., that you don't really get to take in anything. Lou was definitely staring down her opponent and making him afraid to be alive. It can be a little intimidating, though. I'm sure it is. That's why I always carry a spare cap with me when I go to tournaments. So I usually have like a cap or a beanie or a bucket hat with a little frog on it, because that's my favorite bucket hat. I don't wear it though, unless it's absolutely necessary. I don't like food. Keep refusing to eat any food at all every day. I do not have a lot of time to eat food. So what I did this morning, actually, for the first time, don't tell the hotel, but I made a couple sandwiches, packed them in my bag, and brought them with me. Because during the breaks, or if I get hungry, I don't exactly have time to go to the shop or pop down to the restaurant or anything like that, because their times are also very all over the place, and their selection of food is very limited. And so I just made a sandwich, just in case, so that I can eat when I'm hungry. Otherwise, I'm stuck. I did go to REWE, the supermarket, last night, right after the stream, because I said I was going to. And so I stocked up on gloves. Well, when I left the hotel, I put my jacket on, put a jersey on, put gloves on, my scarf, my beanie, everything. And I realized how beautiful the town is. And I was like, this must be so beautiful in the light as well. So I want to take the same route at some stage. Maybe I'll have some time in between the rounds, but it is gorgeous here, minus the fact that my shoes usually just get soaked by the frost, or I accidentally step in a puddle or some snow on the side of the road. How are you, chat? Invisible streamer lady. Am I the invisible streamer lady? I'm sorry, I'm here now. Vladimirovich. Ooh, that's a cute little chunky wiggly cat. That cat dances better than I do, though I don't really dance. Who's this person? Hey, Kingslayer Sloan. You raided. Thank you. Thank you so much for the raid. I saw that, I was like, I have to mention that as soon as I come back, and I completely forgot, so thank you. I appreciate it. Homemade sandwiches. Well, actually, I don't know if you call it homemade. I just popped some butter on, some ham and cheese, and then stuffed it into my bag. Yeah. I do abuse the free breakfast at hotels. If it's a bed and breakfast, you best believe that I'm getting at least 2 meals out of it per day. Thank goodness nobody stopped me. There have been times where I'd grab a croissant because I'm late to something, and then they'd stop me in the door and be like, "Ma'am, put down the croissant. You can't take it further than this door." And I'm like, bro, I'm in a rush. I'm going to eat it on the way, and by the time I arrive, I would have finished it. If I sit down and eat this, I'm both not going to enjoy it, and I'm going to be late to where I'm going. And then I'm like, you're going to fight me? I will slap you with this croissant through your face. And they like stepped aside, and I'm like, thank you, bye, have a nice day. JK, I'm not that violent. But I would basically just explain myself, be like, I really am late. Please, can I just, this one time, take this and leave, because I'm going to eat it like right now. I'm not saving it for anything. And they're like, okay, sure, bye. Yeah. Ma'am, stop. Put down the croissant. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Music TV, thank you so much for the follow. May I eat the food I paid for, please? Exactly what I'm saying. Has it been mentioned here that Eric uploaded your reaction to Stafford? Oh, did he do it eventually? He did say he was going to upload my reaction to him winning the game in the Stafford Gambit, but I didn't see it yet. So let me go see, because I think he put it on the extra channel. Let's quickly go and take a look. Da, 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 da. The fact that I'm sitting in like almost the same way as his previous video makes me laugh so hard right now. just wait a second. I'm gonna take a second during this stream to watch that video. I'm really sorry. I know it's the official broadcast, but this is a very epic moment for me. So I'm gonna put up the face camera, and then I'm also going to add like a window capture. Oh, this is hilarious. I'm having a great time. Are you guys having a great time? Oh, this is so funny. Okay, are you ready to see this? Okay, so here's the channel. And if you look really closely, I'm just gonna expand it for a second. There's me as like the recent video 9 hours ago. My Twitch stream reacts to my Stafford Gambit win at the World Rap Blitz. That is so funny. Okay, now we have to open the video because I really want to see it. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust the window so that we don't get any suggestions. It's probably just classical music suggestions anyway. I'm gonna react to my reaction. This is so funny. I don't think you can hear it. Him? No, he didn't. I'm gonna say no. He beat him in round 1 of Rapid? No, maybe round 2. Questionable things. I think that was day 1 where he faced and beat Ehrenberg. Yes, in the second round. It was the second round, but he played white against Sergei Ehrenberg, and it was a miniature, we called it. Like, it was perfect from start to finish. I'm hoping that he can, you know, repeat the result. Okay, we have moves. Oh my gosh, are we gonna get the Stafford Gambit? Oh my gosh, are we gonna get the Stafford Gambit? Okay. Oh my god. I was a little bit too excited, I think. Oh, I feel. Did you check out the like ADHD short video? I didn't. Like, there's nothing more to achieve in this life. I can die happy. We can all die happy. I feel like this is it. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Can we just zoom past I never this have game? To stream. Okay, so we're gonna zoom past, and we're just gonna look at this moment where I get crazy. Look at this. Happy. Knight to G4. Oh my god. Okay, that's a little bit extra. Okay, are you ready? It's right now. I can't. Is this resignable? I don't know. Is it? I like the Gambit idea. He's going to put this on YouTube at least 3 times. The time I beat a Grandmaster with the Stafford Gambit, it's gonna happen. And the time Jessie squealed like a little girl because we finally got the Stafford. Yes, we're after the memes, sir.
We gotta get it. The SGG, the Staufer Gambit going, no! Okay, mate! Did he just checkmate Sergey in 14 moves with the Stafford Gambit?
Yep, that was it. That's a little anticlimactic. I'm so sorry. I thought I was more hype about it, but apparently I was not. That's as hype as we're gonna get. Yeah, very, very cool that he uploaded that. I didn't even see that. I'm really glad that that's out on the internet. Okay, but now, the moment we've all been waiting for. What in the heck happened in this game? We got up to a certain point when analyzing it though. So we saw that it was a Benoni and that he played knight e8 to protect the d6 pawn, ended up exchanging, and up to this point it was actually perfect play. And then we got a little bit scared for white in this position. Okay, rook a7 happened. So we were looking at rook a7 being one of the main moves, and rook a7 happened, and it was still like relatively equal, doubling up on the a file, but for sure he's a very attacking player. Okay, bishop g4. A moment to pause, a moment of silence. Why? What happens if you take rook e8? No. Take first? Can't you take first? Okay, rook e8. Queen c2, takes, rook takes, and you win a pawn. Or you don't play rook takes? You do play rook takes. b4, chasing the knight, bishop takes c8. c4! Oh my gosh. Why is c4 so explosive? Somebody explain. Oh, you can't take the knight. So you have to chase the queen. And that way this bishop becomes like the most powerful thing on the board, because after c4, queen takes c4, you take the knight. And even if they take, threatening mate, it's over, you take the queen. And then you take. And then you take. Wow. How insane is this position though? This is pretty insane, not gonna lie. Okay, coming back. So bishop e7, not looking at the engine, trying to figure it out myself. I'm going to guess that you take the pawn first, because you can never go wrong with a pawn that's almost promoting. Pit4, thanks so much for the follow. Crazy stuff. Good morning, Giant Pixels, how are you? Are you judging me, bow ties? I'm gonna watch it alone, easy. Okay. Aw, you talking about the ADHD video? I will at some stage, I just fell asleep last night. Rook b1, and then takes. Okay. So we get to this position, and we wait. How long are we waiting for? We wait a bit, because check not only could lead to back rank checkmate, but also it's threatening the rook on a7. So the king moves, but I think we take anyway, right? We move the knight back, so suave, attacking the bishop. Queen tries to defend the pawn and the bishop. But to that, is there a crazy other move that we're missing? Maybe. I'm thinking something along the lines of like threatening back rank checkmate, but this bishop is so annoying. Okay. What to do? Can we play rook f2? Okay, rook f7. Rook takes pawn. Check. Bishop takes, check. King g8. And this is the current position. Queen b5. Check is not possible because of the queen. Maybe queen takes e3. I think queen takes e3 is easy enough. Bishop b7 feels like such a weird move. Voluntarily making the bishop and rook suave. You don't like my vocabulary, Giant Pixels. I was also like waking up, but I was also falling asleep at the same time. So I was like, this is enough. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm awake. So I ended up taking a walk. I went outside, and it's like 5 degrees outside, and I didn't put my coat on because I was like, I'm gonna wake up with the cold. So I ended up walking around with my cup of coffee outside. Probably looked like a very weird person with a mug of coffee and not covered up. Everyone else walking around with like beanies and scarves and jackets and everything, and I'm just like, and took some photos. Came back in, bumped into the Yusupovs. I was asking them if they had an English book because there's a bookstore and there are English books, but none of the books written by Yusupov are in English. Like there's the Tigger Spring, which I'm assuming is like the build up your chest, 1500 to 2100. And it was all in German. And I was about to buy a German book, and then they told me, okay, no, they might have something at home. So they'll bring it through tomorrow, which I'm really excited about because I wanted to have the book signed, so I might be able to. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. My vocabulary is demure. Okay. I like the word suave a lot. Yeah, it's serves a great purpose in life. To be suave or not to be suave. You're talking about my own video. About that video. Okay. So if you want to check out the video, I've got the link actually. So if you want to go watch it. It's really funny. Well, not funny because I don't really know if that was funny, but it was very hype. I could say that much. Oh, the comments are so wholesome. I'm reading the comments, which is probably not a good idea during stream. I hope Sergey appreciated the meme. Hey, is Blazer, RSA. Something tells me that you might be from South Africa. How are you? Taz Trag, thanks so much for the follow. How are you doing, Hayes Blazer? How are things? What gave it away? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. So the DGT operator came in to say hi. And it was like right in that moment where we were going to take a break. And I said to him, listen here, my energy is so low. Can we please... Oh, Lehman and his opponent are sitting right there. So we can actually see that he might make a move real soon. So we'll just keep this up. So I said to him, can you join me later or like during the next round? Just send me a message first. Sorry for caps. Did your cat step on the caps lock? And he said, no, that's fine. So then I went for a walk. And he's the one who's also doing the GGT operation for Grenke Open that's coming up, during the Easter weekend, I think. And I was looking at the Grenke footage. It's a pretty big tournament because you have like the elite section, which is your top grandmasters, top in the world. And then you have your open A section, and then you have your B section. So it's like a pretty big event, and they do really well with graphics and all of the other stuff. So it'd be cool to have some sort of involvement, even if it's online. So we'll be having a guest soon. Yeah, maybe this afternoon during round 8, you know. Betty would have messed up the relay like Fide did the rap. No, he's done well. He did well at the Qatar Masters. We can cut him some slack. give him the benefit of the doubt, you know. But all right. Alrighty. We've paid too much attention to this game, but it seems like he's just super happy with exchanging pieces here. And now that the queen is no longer covering the square, maybe there's a chance for check. So if you play rook here, check, bishop here is forced, and queen e7. I was looking at queen f5. Queen e7 is nice. Queen b6 defends it. Queen e4. Yeah, this is not easy. Maybe just queen f5. But then I was looking at this. Queen f2. We're dealing with pros here. Oh, he wouldn't have messed up the relay. Got you. Sorry, I'm really behind brain cell wise. A lot of advantages on the board, but players are also getting super low on time, like below 20 minutes. Sil, thanks so much for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. What happened to CoChess? What a great question. So CoChess was this like massive initiative. There are a lot of chess companies that start. They burn super bright, they invest a lot of money into it, and then nothing comes from it. Do you guys remember Kasparov chess? That was also a thing for some time. There was a website where, you know, the grandmasters would go and do some master classes. They would upload the video. They had an entire studio in France. I was doing some broadcasting behind the scenes, helping some of the players out when they were streaming for CoChess. Made some of the graphics. And not CoChess, sorry, Kasparov chess. Then they had CoChess, part of Chessable. I think it was sort of a branch. And this platform was awesome. But because they were investing so much, the fees to have a lesson was also really high. I think they charged people like 40 or 50 euros an hour for someone like me to do coaching. But my coaching fee is not that high in general. Definitely not that high. I don't feel like I could possibly accept 50 euro. Of course, they take a cut because it's a platform, and they wanted all the coaching to be done on that platform, which was a little bit tricky because there were still bugs that needed to be ironed out. But it was good for some time. I stopped doing coaching for a couple of reasons through CoChess. But a lot of people who followed me on Twitch found my profile through, you know, Twitch, and then ended up taking some lessons on CoChess, which was really nice. So it was a lucrative thing for some time. But yeah, these platforms that they pump a lot of money into that don't end up really feeding into what the chess world needs or wants. I think they burn bright and then they just fizzle out. I can make a bunch of other examples as well. Immortal chess. I don't know if they're still around, but you don't really hear much about them anymore. Kasparov chess, CoChess. Yeah. Don't burn cash. A sage wisdom. No, I don't think it's burning. There's a difference between burning cash and investing money. If you know your investment, okay, not everyone's going to know if your investment is going to pan out and end up being the best way, but sometimes people with money are also passionate about things like chess. And they're like, well, here is $1 million. Let's see how far it can get us. And then you have certain people managing that money and trying to do a good job. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. WemBV, thanks for the follow. I would be better at explaining. Usually. Just not on Sundays. Oh no, I'm not going to talk about these things. But congratulations to our Maggie 2-minute noodles, who did the W and got married yesterday. Was it just? Yeah, it got yesterday. Congratulations. We're so proud of him. Taking one for the team. Growing up. They grow up so fast. You're being obtuse. Why not acute? OMG, congrats. Yeah. Not to me though. I'm just a stander buyer. A buyer stander. You had to go watch that video. You did? Did you enjoy it? Thing is, his VODs are subscriber only. But he posts a lot of his like VOD content over on his extra channel. So I think it's a great way to go. And people are just asking, can we see the video? I'm not subbed. And then he posted it. Did you enjoy it? Was it good? You played a 7-game blitz match versus Danny at 4 a.m. What? Are you serious? On his wedding night. I have some conspiracy theories. But right now, I'm just a conspirator. Full of spurts. Chess is an addiction, sure. Yeah. Lou was so much better in this position. Let's see what happened. I shouldn't share conspiracy theories live on air. Okay. Ooh. So after all of that, it's equal. What happened before that, though? I feel like it was just better before that, like somewhere here. Bishop e1, knight c6. Okay, we saw this position. What was better here? This is tricky. Oh yeah, knight e6, we spoke about that. Yeah, outposts are really scary. 27 minutes for rook e1 and 31 minutes for knight takes e5. So lots of time spent. And Oliver's the one in time trouble now. They're only on move 26 and he has 5 minutes to make 14 moves. Oof. Lou is not the current leader of the tournament. So Lou lost against Visak yesterday. And Visak drew his round this morning, which puts him on 6 out of 7 points. And if she wins her game now, then she'll also be 6 out of 7. So probably, she'd first. Trying to remember. Yeah, Bennett is on 5.5. I don't know why I'm trying to guess here. Yep. Bennett is on 5.5. If Lou wins, she'll be on 6. If they draw, they'll both be on 5.5. Her and Oliver and Bennett. And then Visak will be sole leader. Because everyone else is on 4.5. So there will be quite a few people on 5.5 after this round. How many rounds in the tournament? 9. Hey, chess dude. That's true, bow ties. You wonder if she got scared to play it? No, I think it's just the... Oh. Thank you so much for the YouTube sub. No, it's just when you're thinking a little bit too long, you start second guessing yourself, and then suddenly you don't play the move that you were going to play all along, you play something else. And that's something that truly was put into great words yesterday by Lehman. The other game is having postmortem. Oh, they are chatting. Let's see what the result was. Okay, Lehman won his game. How did he convert this? Let's quickly see. So queen b5, queen d7, wanting to exchange queens, and rook to e7. And resignation? Probably. Well, they're discussing right now. Well, congrats. He is now on 5.5 points. Joining tied second, I guess, right now. Hey Shay, what's up? How you doing? Why does his score only show 5? I think that's a live board thing. So if it's on chess.com, don't look at it, because it only shows how many games they played on live boards. But looking at this, yeah, Lou has played all of her games on live boards. Oliver's played one game off a live board. Oh, b7's falling. Right. Right, that makes sense, because rook takes b7. Got you. It all makes sense now. So we'll come back to this board. Next up to check out is the game between Christopher and Frank. Look at chess results, yeah. Chess.com innovating, as always, by reducing the number we have to deal with. It's always good because, you know, fewer pieces on the board, the less you have to worry about. Fewer numbers, the less you have to count. It really just makes logical sense sometimes. Balance is restored in the universe. Is it? Is it really? Okay. The last position we saw was question mark. Quite a while ago. Okay, we saw this. And I said 2 hanging pawns on the 6th rank. Queen a5. Okay, rook b8 was the last move we saw. Rook d1. Ooh, we do have a knight h5. Putting pressure on c3. Knight d4. But now I'm wondering, can you take here? And the answer is no, because c6 is hanging, so protect c6 first. And then after that, this, I feel like, is a threat. It's a threat, right? Because knight takes, but then knight takes c6. Maybe it's same. Same but different. I don't know. All right. Bishop e2, just to overprotect it. Knight has to go back to f6. Bishop f3, where the bishop belongs. Knight to b6. b3, beautiful, stopping any knight maneuvers towards the center, like knight c4. Bishop b7, bishop f2, rook d8, and bishop h4. Okay. Just pinning the knight to the rook. Maybe rook d7, though wouldn't really make much sense. Yeah, this is pretty normal. What a nice move. Okay, you are giving up control of d5 a little bit, but you're also stopping the knight from returning. Yeah, d5. Maybe knight d5 now is better. Apparently knight g4 is good. I really like this move. Engine doesn't like it. Giving +2 though. Wow. I'm on the dark side. Yeah. Well, I'm not wearing not all my clothes are black. I have other clothes. Like I'm wearing grey today. And it's a short sleeve. See, I do have other clothing. It's no hedgehog for Frank though. Oh, you remember Frank's preferences. It's cold though. I don't know. I have to wear black. I do have a green blazer. I should wear my green blazer. But it's like an olive green, one of my favorite colors right now. You were blacker yesterday. Thank you. The sun wasn't out today, so that's why. Get it? No. Sorry. Knight ED5. I was looking at Knight ED5, but apparently Knight G4 is the way to go. I'm not sure why though. Ah, you win the exchange. Chat, you win the exchange. Did he see this? He didn't see it. International Master Christopher missed it. Hey, Waterfall. The eagle? Eagle? Eagle. No, not that kind of green. That's too green. I'm talking about olive green, like a army green. Which I wore. You can see it on Instagram. I posted a photo of the guitar team. I was wearing it there. You're in a deep rook endgame with a 1900. Wish you luck. Oh, good luck. What are you doing in Twitch chat if you're playing chess right now? Is it online or is it casual? Good luck anyway. 95. Well, I hope he wins despite missing that. When does the German with Jesse series start? Oh, still practicing the Barbara song. Ja. Es war einmal ein kleines Stachchen da, lieber ein Machende namens Barbara. Und diese Barbara war im Gasenland für ihren guten Barbara-Kuchen bekannt. And then it goes, at the end, Abracadabra, zu dieser Kuchen war ich bombastisch. Und danach fragen es stachte drastisch. Barbara Effen, yeah, so close. Yeah, we're practicing every day, man. Practicing every day. Don't slay the bunny, though. Don't slay the bunny. Snitchel with Feb. I tried. It was so good, though. Oh, hell no, rap it. I was rapping. I felt like I did a decent job. Yeah, it was good until it wasn't good. Es war einmal ein klein Stadtchen da, liebe Einmachen namens Barbara. Und diese Barbara war im Gasenland für ihren Abracadabra. So dieser Kuchen war bombastisch. Und danach starke drastisch. Barbara eröffnete noch im selben Jahr eine Bar in Nancy. Barbara Rabarbar. I don't know what it means. Made you 8% German right there. Are the Germans in chat proud of me? Barbara's Rabarbar. Yeah. Back to chess though. Rook c8. e5, we love to see it. Go Christopher. And this is the current position. They're trying to set up the Cape Town Masters at the moment. And I was going to do some commentary for them, but they start tomorrow. And tomorrow we still have the Staufer open. But like online. So I thought, okay, let me do some video recaps for them instead. And now, last minute, they haven't even set up the GDT like games on on like chess.com or I don't know if they've done Chess. Maybe it's easier on Chess. Staufer trying to rap in German. Feels good. E5 is very bold. I like it because it's not me on the board. It's always great when you can analyze someone else's game and just come up with the wildest moves because it's not you playing. The things that worry me if I'm playing white is probably c4. Maybe not worry. Like I feel like this is not going to last very long. Maybe try to solidify the center, go after c4. I was thinking about rook e4, but maybe that's not good. Apparently you're supposed to get off the diagonal. Maybe play bishop f2 and not get off the diagonal. Because the only way that black can threaten to exchange queens right now is to play queen c5, queen b6, queen b8. Maybe queen b8, but queen b8 loses to... Take, knight takes. Ooh, and bishop g4, because en passant. If f5. Excuse me. So knight to d7 was the last move that was played. Maybe bishop g4 is still possible. I like bishop g4. D takes e5, never mind. I don't like it anymore. I covered it last year, Amen. So, you know, it'd be really nice to be able to cover it again this year. Not live, but do some recap videos for YouTube. YouTube. Oleg also pulling a leg in this game. What position did we see last? I haven't seen it for a while. Ah, yes, exchanging and going to an endgame, and this is where we were talking about playing an endgame against a grandmaster. Is it good? Is it bad? Oleg seems to be doing good things. Oh, ouch. How beautiful, though. Up until this point, it's giving white a plus 1.5. King e4. King e4. f6. Oh, right, because now maybe knight here. Knight c5, because you're going here and you're maybe losing the... No, you can't lose the pawn. Never mind. I lied. King e4, f6. f6 seems natural, right? Then king d5. Going this way and knight c5. Equal material. FM fighting back. He definitely is. I think it's going to be a draw. FM equals fight master. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Adrian is winning his game against So Gazanov. Why? How? When? Oh yeah, we saw Connect 4. But playing... okay. Nom. Can you nom here? Can you become a nom monster? No, you can't because b2 is hanging. Ouchies. Ouchies. Because now if you go here to a6 to attack c7, king can slide over. And even if you check king c8. Connect 4 is really nice. It should lead to somewhere, right? I would have even like gone this way if I could. But difficult to see a way. Why take? You have to take? You don't have to take. He took, okay. Rook a5. But now you win a pawn, maybe? Maybe not, because rook a7 after knight b7. King f3, rook a8, attacking c6, nom nom c6, nommies, doing the big old noms. King's gotta move. Maybe king here, with the idea of if knight takes, you take here for it's check. Then you take the pawn, you take the knight back, so knight king e4, knight takes, rook takes, because then if you take here, check. King goes back, you take here. Where else can a king go? King can go to e6. But there's enough time to defend. Maybe you can go here. Never mind. Knight a4, knight b4, knight d3 maneuver. In which position? Oh, Rogoff is going to play in the Cape Town Masters? Nice. Well, as long as he's reached 2,300. I don't know what the sort of limit is. When do people stop qualifying for K40 and then it goes down to K10? I think it's like 2,400 or 2,350 or something. Did Otto lose? No, I think the game is still going on. Apparently this is like a huge blunder and that he was better before that. Why though? Rook takes c5, okay. But it was better for white at some stage as well. And he just missed out on it. So it was like more of a miss. And now it's equal. And maybe just rook here. Rook a7. Oops, sorry. Rook a7. That should be equal though. Why is it better for white? It's not better for white, that's a lie. b5. b5 is impossible to see. And you're supposed to use your king as a human shield. Yeah. Impossible. Katya made a draw versus GM. Let's go. Go Katya. That's our girl right there. Let's see. Brilliant results for her though. So she drew against Alexander in a queen and pawn ending. I'm sure she was really happy with that. There's some more results on the board. There's Philip versus Rind. Draw. Very nice draw for India. For India and for Rindia. 1999. Great rating. I wonder how old she is. Wow, her performance is 2264. And she's only gaining 6 points. Sounds like a scam to me. All right. We're working backwards. Michael versus Spurden. Michael's doing really well. GM Spurden. What's happening with GM Spurden? Not 100% sure. Okay. And Jan Bode lost against, beat Frida Smolny. Tilo and Neil are still playing. Show an big advantage for Tilo. Why? Because of the kingside attack. Look at that. Force to be reckoned with. Philip versus Timur. Okay, default. Oh, he lost a knight. Ouchies. Because of probably bishop here and here. Big ouchies. Okay. Santil is winning against Simon. Big material advantage. Harsh beat Lionel. Nice endgame. Peter and Anna in a dead drawn position here with opposite color bishops. This will be quite a draw for Anne as well, WIM, drawing against the GM. Love to see it. Yeah, this one was board 1 in the B section. And it's the current position as well. Thank you so much for the YouTube sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, we were looking at some of the game earlier. But when old Gramps, me, plays 30 games in a year, I go to K20, hate it. I also wish I had K40, but I think it goes both ways. Like if you perform really badly, you lose a lot of rating. Perform really well and you gain a lot of rating, so. You need more elo? Same. But we need to play in order to get or lose rating. So you gotta risk it all you gotta risk it for the biscuit, as you know. As you know. Peter's trying to push. All right, next we have Julius versus Ferenc. Ferenc, looking good. Yeah, this looks a little bit difficult to defend. I mean, you could probably even come with the knight if you really wanted to be fancy. I think something like, rook b2. But then you just move the queen, right? Queen e1, and then queen f2. Queen takes. Yeah, it's difficult. What do you mean switches to K20? When you turn 18, you go from K40 to K20. And then when you cross a certain rating, like I think it's 2350 or 2400, then you go down to K10. It's how they calculate ratings. So the higher your K factor, if you perform really well, you'll gain a lot of rating. If you perform badly, you'll lose a lot of rating. No, you're not. It's just rating change. Hey, rook b2 was played. Prediction successful. Tobias versus Jakob. Tobias won. Upset. Ooh, brilliancy. Oh, that's mate. Oh, that's so tough as well. This is crazy dynamic. Look at this. Oof. So after this move, you actually have to take it. Maybe. Well, you can't. You lose either way. Because takes. Yeah, there's nothing happening here. You can just... Oh, that's rough. Beautiful knight g5. That should be like a move of the tournament. Because takes, checkmate. Wow. Beautifully played. And then we have board number 2. Just chillin'. Chat, I'll be right back. Hey Maribant, how are you? I'm gonna put on some classical music and practice my German. The Queen Jalapeno is back. Why were we talking about jalapenos in chat? Just by the way. Do I have a club on chess.com? I do. Jesse's Jalapenos. It's jalapenos. I know. 1 second. Just need to help someone out. Because I need to do this. I need to submit an event. Yeah, I have no idea. It's gonna have to be done later. The necessary information. Okay, I'm done now. Okay, who's the composer of the amazing music? It's me. I composed it all. JK. It is all Ludwig van Beethoven. Yeah, it's the piano sonata or something of the likes. Oh, Oleg is suddenly winning. Let's see why. That's why endgames are so important, chaps. Thank you, Mega. Missed you guys. You're joining. Thank you for joining the club. You can also send me a friend request, because I'll be posting articles about the Cape Town Masters, so I'll be talking about that, doing some recaps, videos. For real? Yeah. How am I? Oh, hey Sugar Dentus, you have no faith, do you? Just joining, welcome. We're actually nearing the end of this round. A lot of the boards have finished up, it looks like. Yeah, chaps. Yeah, chaps is another word for people, no? What do you think it's called? I mean, what do you think it means? Matnak. Yeah, I appreciate your being here. It's not over yet, though. We'll wait for at least the top 5 boards to finish. But Oleg is pulling a hat out of a rabbit today. So we're just watching this magical endgame. Sometimes endgames just, do magic. It's like watching Magnus Carlsen play an endgame, or Capablanca. It's like a do not wait on 2 times speed. It must be uncomfortable for the rabbit. Well, it depends which end. I guess it doesn't really matter. Yep. A rabbit. Yes, Bunny Slayer. A thick leather part of trousers for people who ride horses. Oh. Yeah, a chap is a man or a boy, or a friendly form to address people. Hey chaps. Plural. Okay, chap can be part of trousers, chap can be a person, or chap can be the lower jaw or half of the cheek, especially that of a pig, used as food. So let's go with the meaning that means people. I would never call you guys a jawline unless you're Mew. Again, Mew is reserved for Pokemon, like Mewtwo, you know? You're just a chill chap. Yep, everybody is a chill chap in chat. Yep. Now it just sounds weird. I can't use the word chap anymore. Alright, so, entonces. Oleg has to play knight f2, can also play. I would play a4. a4 just seems more natural. I know that you're sort of playing on both sides of the board, but right now maybe it's better to have a knight. It's one of those complicated situations, you know. Medical term, okay. Anish is a proper chap, the drawline version. Is he? I don't remember what his face looks like. You analyze his face? That's a cute dinosaur emote. I like it. A4 was played. A king c7, king b7, or bishop d8. I think he's going to play a5 with 6 minutes left on the clock. I'm not sure if they had like reached time control yet. I mean, yes, they're on move 44, but whether this is his time that he's used up, like all of it, or that he's still getting some minutes after this. Jawline. What were you referring to? Oh, drawline. See what you did there. We're not going to have an arena. Where did you get that from? Where do you get this information from, chat? We're sure they aren't an alien life form. It's okay. I'm used to things being unhinged. Okay, bishop d8. And now we gotta maneuver the knight, right? At first I was thinking you can go here, here, and here. Then I was like, why not just go there directly? And I felt a little bit dumb. So I think knight c5 should just work, right? Because you're attacking a6, you're threatening knight here, and I'm trying to think of ways. Because basically threatening a6 means that you're pushing the king away. And if a5, b5, or just b5 immediately. I like knight c5 first. King b6. If a5, b5. If king b6, there's a5 now, maybe? Not a5. Do not put the pawns on light squares. Knight e4. You want to go back? No. Knight d7 maybe? King c6. Knight c5. Okay, make up your mind. b5. Takes. Takes. Bishop. Knight. King. King d5. And the king starts to march. Okay, makes sense. Meow. January streamers unrated. Oh, is there a date on there? I think it's like the end of the month. Usually. Maybe the first week. Yeah, maybe it's today. Oh, it is today. Yeah, you guys can play and represent the Jalapenos. Sorry for gaslighting you. I think there is an arena, but it's organized by someone else, and then our club just participates in it. Yeah, you can join. Play for us. In 4 hours, yeah.
First Sunday of the month. There we go. Maripans, are you playing for us this week? This month? Maripans? Please? If Maripan plays, I'll play. I mean, I don't think I can play because of the game this afternoon. But if Maripan plays, I'll be so happy. Oh, you have your own club. Playing in it. Fine. You can represent your own club. Looks like pumpkins. It's not pumpkins. Oh, they zoomed in. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. It keeps auto-focusing though. No, they're just baubles, like extra large ones. You'll attack the other clans. I actually deleted Clash of Clans because I got kicked out of my clan yesterday. And I've been like a dedicated player, you know, part of the clan, but I've been busy with the tournament and they're like, if you don't participate, you know, you can't be in the clan. I'm like, I'm busy with work. And I don't think they care, so. That's so overreacting. I know, I was so sad that I just deleted the app. I was like, I'm wasting my time. Why am I feeling heartbroken about a game? Like that's, if I'm going to be heartbroken about a game, it's got to be chess. Anything else, and it's just a waste of time. I don't know what's wrong with people. I even like said that I'm not participating in clan wars. Like there's an option that you can select. And I was still doing like the weekend raids and stuff. And I was still doing like clan games where you gotta help your clan get like a certain score. When I could, but then I didn't do one war, and then suddenly they just kicked me out. It was kind of sad. Yeah, I did everything else except that. Anyway, I was such a diligent, you know, clan member. And anyway, big sigh. Yeah, you get kicked out of stream if you don't turn up regularly enough. I was actually like, Widgeon's on his first strike because he didn't come in this morning. But here you are, you know, you made up for it, so thank you. What town hall are you? I can't even check. I was the blue one. No, I wasn't the blue one. It was like Town Hall 13? Town Hall 12? 12. Town Hall 12. Yeah. The blue one. You know why they kicked her, chat? Well, no, I just didn't remember which one it was. I'm kind of sad about it. I don't want to talk about it. All that time can go to chess puzzles. I literally deleted the app and went to chess.com. So, but I don't like this new puzzles system thing because it's so glitchy. It's like kept me on the same level because, and then it shows me the same puzzle like 10 times in a row, not even like spaced out. I don't know how to change it back, to be honest. Should I stop using the app? Should I just use the website? Somebody tell me how to change it back. You're spending 8 hours a day on class. Okay, that's too much. What is a good score in puzzle streak on Lichess? I don't do puzzles on Lichess, so I wouldn't know. You're amazed you're only on your first strike. Yeah, the others were wavered. It's a new year. So I was like, new year, new me, you know. B5, we play those. Was too much. Yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna waste time, I'd waste time on League or something else. I like League of Legends. But I don't play League with friends anymore, so it's not fun. Depends what you find good. I prefer Dota. Yeah, League of Legends. But the game, even that game is ruined for me now. Oh, knight b7. Life's good. Well, I suppose not knight b7. Because if you go after the bishop, for instance, you can't actually promote your pawn. because you always have to babysit this one. So you actually have to keep your knight on the board, which sucks. So check. King is forced back somewhere, king c7, and then king d5. Wow. King d7, knight c5. You only played Varus? Varus is fun. I enjoyed playing Nico, Tristana, Ziggs, Seraphine, Lux, Pike. Who else? Wukong, but in ARAM. I always wanted to learn how to play LeBlanc, but it's a little bit difficult. Hui, Smolder. Yeah. Isn't Pike hated? Is he? You only know Dota 2 Euros. Okay, sorry. He's an annoying character. Oh, okay. Let's go back to the current position. Okay, knight e4, king d7 was played. Now opposition probably. Or knight c5 check? No, not knight c5. King d5. Bishop e7. You don't want to exchange pieces. So maybe b6. Oh, b6 is the move. Let's go. Because now, if bishop d8, you go check. King e7. King e7? No. Knight a6. What's wrong with knight a6? Ah, you lose the pawn. I obviously saw that. b7 first. Bishop c7 and knight a6. No, not knight a6. This is difficult. $900. Tactics. Depends for people, of course, because you could have blind spots or really good at something specific. Yeah. This is the only game in the top. Oh no, there's also Michael's game. They're pretty low on time actually. So board 5 and board number 18. No, number 5 and 18. He's finding all the moves, which is good. So we'll wait for this game to finish. b6 on the board. I hate how at any moment this could just like change. Because maybe king c8, not king c8, king d8. King d8? No, bishop d8 will be played. I can predict all the moves. Bishop d8. c7. No, bishop d8. And then knight d6. And then, yeah, that's what's happening. Oh, but knight d6 is really bad, never mind. Bishop d8. Knight c5. King e7. b7, bishop c7, knight e4, and we get to the same position. Every time we stop watching a game, something crazy happens, so we're going to stick to this game. I feel the magic is going to unfold here. Hope Jesse blesses us. Okay. Yeah. And Oleg went for a walk. He's like, I'll be back soon, man. Take your time. Yeah, I was channeling my force, of course. I'm going, it's happening. Chat. What do you think? I think he's going to move the bishop. He doesn't know what to do. I think he knows that it's really close to being over. Oh no, he doesn't know what to do. He looks very sad. We're actually just narrating his reaction over the board right now. We're not even looking at the board. We've spoken about all the things that needed to be spoken about. He's on 1 minute and 40 seconds. Yep, we're commentating live on this position right now, when in reality the game's probably over already. Good game, right? And we're doing like an ASMR as well. And he's leaning. As soon as you see a player put his hand through his hair, you know that that is a sign of defeat. Oh, and he played. What did he play? He played king to c8. King to c8 is on the board, chat. And now probably king e6 is the next move. It even says mate, hashtag mate. Mate and mate in 11. Mate in 11, chat. Mate in 11. Okay, this was a different put my hand through my hair. Sometimes it's a sign of thinking. Sometimes it's a sign of defeat. So the draw was if they exchange bishop and knight, because the e-pawn was just going to run. So I'm not going to make the move, but I would rather tell you. Siren, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. The best move was to pass. A move was made, but we can't see. King c6 was played. And he found it. It is now mate in 2. JK, mate in 8. Thank you for the sub on YouTube as well. Appreciate it. Welcome. Sometimes it's a sign of, I wonder if my hair looks good on camera. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know they've been zoomed in on. If they did, they'd probably look back and give us a wink. So king c6 is on the board. And his opponent doesn't know what to do. What we do know about him is that he's left-handed. Yep. 1 minute left on the clock. And he resigns. The game is over, chat. The game is over. It shows he has 0, but he doesn't actually have 0. He has like 4.5, I think. Resignation. How beautiful. The tournament is not over. Oh, the torment is over, but the tournament is not over. I can't read sometimes. So he just played 3 moves at once? What? When did he play 3 moves at once? I know you're joking, but I don't understand the joke. And they're discussing. He's like, if you danced with your knight, then maybe you could have had a chance. But if you think about it, pushing the b-pawn was actually a mistake on my part. And I shouldn't have taken the bishop. That's why I didn't, and that's why I won. Oh, I understand. Let me think for a second. I'm a grandmaster, and I feel like you could learn from this endgame. But when we exchange queens, that's when you should have known that I had a better endgame. And when I jumped with my knight, you could have taken it, and that way you had a passed pawn and it would have been a draw. All my narrations are correct. Yeah, I saw the Wesley So like moving with both hands. We need more Jesse voiceovers. Yeah, I was just dubbing the conversation. Yeah, and sometimes when you use your hands to explain things, it makes more sense that way. And that's why when you block the position with your hand, then your opponent can't see the tactics. I'll do that next time. That's how to become a grandmaster. Well played. Please sign your name there. Thank you. All right, here's your pieces. You'll probably need them for the next game. Thank you. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, I need my pieces too. Yeah. I'm a master lip reader, actually. Yeah. Corrupted 164, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Mate in 11 is better than mate in 8. Guaranteed, yes. If you're right-handed and your opponent is left-handed, which hand do you use for a draw? Handshake. I think you're just default right-handed, right? What does Fide say about it? Well, I have actually put my hand out with my opponent putting, the opposite hand out. And it sort of just looks like this, It's not a real handshake. Yeah, it was really cold outside and I wanted the game to last as long as possible, he said. And I didn't bring my jacket. That's why, we're both sitting here with just shirts. Maybe it's actually better to just sit here till the next game. And with a short sleeve, I find that snow is very difficult to manage. But, we have 2 hours. So maybe, we could get a coffee or hot chocolate. Oh, now I'm intrigued. Okay, I'm done dubbing this conversation. I feel like it's turning into a very private conversation about hot chocolate. So we're going to call it, Do I Enjoy Snow? I love the snow. I really, really do. And I wish that it was snowing right now. But it is not. Just opening Twitch. All right. When will you start later? In other words, how long will your nap be? Oh, I don't know if I will take a nap, but good assumption though. So the game started 4, so around about either 4:15 to half past 4. I'll be here. Hopefully they don't lock the doors and I'll be on time. All right, let's see who is streaming. Who is streaming? Oh, I see Fiona is streaming. We haven't said hello to Fiona in a really long time. So let's go and raid Fiona. And I will see you guys later for round number 8, the second last round. Fiona chatter. Yeah, today was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you guys. I say was like it's over. I will see you later. Yeah, we love Fiona. All right. How long till we see you again? 2 hours. You'll see me in 2 hours. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. You rated a 6.8 out of 10? What? What happened to the other 32 points? Bye. Bye.